Hi, my name's Hunter Tillman. I work with the Wayne County Public Library, and today we're here for our second Jude review. The really cool thing about today's review is it's actually the sequel to last time's review, and it's called The One and Only Bob. So Jude's going to tell us a little bit about this book. So can you give us a brief summary on the book?
So if you heard the last review, you would know that the main characters are a gorilla named Ivan and a dog named Bob. So Bob now lives with one of the humans in the last book, and he goes to visit Ivan and Ruby in the zoo often. So, and then at the beginning of the book, there's a hurricane warning, and his owner convinces her parents to let him go to the zoo with her. And while they're in the zoo, a tornado hits, and then they're in the middle of a hurricane, so they're trying to save all the animals, and yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of scary. Don't you think? That's kind of scary. I don't know how I would feel in that position. So if you can, tell us how Bob and Ivan's early lives were different, how they were similar.
Okay, so both of them had kind of a rough start, and they were both really lonely when they found each other, and so then they just became friends. And
so they're still friends. They're staying friends? Okay. Let's see. What kind of things have you learned from this book?
Well, I learned that it's good to have friends, and you should not leave them when times are tough.
You're right. Are there any characters you can relate to in this book versus the first book? I remember you saying you couldn't relate to anyone in the first book.
I think I would relate to Bob most, because I just think I would. I don't know.
I don't want to spoil it for everyone, but can you give us a little bit of a hint on what the ending is without spoiling it?
So earlier in the book, we find out that Bob has a long-lost sister, and at the very end of the book, there's a knock for him.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. How do you think this book compares to the first book, and why? Do you think this book is more detailed, or?
It is more detailed, but it's the same characters.
So there's nothing. So you said there was a tornado/hurricane.
Yeah.
Does Bob? How does all the animals get saved? How does someone save the animals?
Well, the humans save some of them, and Ivan and Ruby and Bob end up saving an entire pet shelter.
Oh, wow.
Well, some of a pet shelter.
Some of a pet shelter?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you describe some ways Bob showed his bravery?
Well, he didn't stand there and cry for too long.
Too long.
He went and checked on the other animals and stuff.
Okay. I read a little bit on the book, and it says how does Ruby come up with the idea on how to save the baby gorilla Kudzu? Can you tell us a little bit about Kudzu?
So the gorilla is stuck in the moat after the tornado, but it's more like mud than water, so he keeps sinking. And Ruby has this idea for all the elephants to make like a kind of a trunk swing.
Oh, that's cool.
And like they sling her out of the water.
Kind of scoop her up and sling her out. Okay. Let's see. I also read there was some kind of secret that Bob was hiding from everyone. I don't want to. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So, right after the beginning of the book, we see Bob's backstory, and he says that he's looking for food when Ivan is asking where he's gone, but he's really doing something else.
Okay. I don't want to spoil it for everyone. But is there anything else you want to tell us about the book? Anything that you want our readers to know?
Not really.
Not really? Don't want to spoil it for everyone?
No.
Okay. Alright, guys. Well, I hope this has caught your interest and makes you want to read this book. We don't know what book we're reading next. That's kind of a surprise for the next G review. So, me and Jude will see you next time. Bye.